Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 9931 North Decatur Street here in Portland. We're located inside the garage, and I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front of the home. So we're in kind of the extra piece of garage here, the same spot as the water heater and furnace. Right next to the water heater, you've got a 3-inch ABS wall clean out. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. I've got water running through two different fixtures. We'll see that up ahead here in just a second. Go down, off we go here. Just can't run water from this particular one or it'll dump out onto the floor. And I have a sneaking suspicion you'll see the bulkhead for another line coming down the left side wall of the garage, kind of close to the garage door. Usually those have cleanouts on them as well. I just don't know that I don't think they provided access or cut the sheetrock out for it. But generally speaking, usually to pass code, they often have to have cleanouts. So just be aware of that. If that branch of pipe ever needed to be serviced because you got a clog, for instance, on that, there is likely an access point behind the wall somewhere. Hopefully that's never necessary, just so you know. And or it's also a very easy place to put one should it ever be necessary. Alright, this is the spot here I'm hoping we can get through. These townhouse lines often go through a lot of twisty-turvies. I'm mind blown we're moving along this smooth with all that. Transitioning here to 3034 PVC pipe. Generally speaking, that means we're on the outside of the house at this point. Those are all cobwebs we're going past there, not roots or anything like that. Very nice looking sewer line so far. Quite a clean line too. Now we're going to go locate. We've hit the main here at about 61 feet. And it looks like the line, as far as I can tell, it looks like it bumps to 6-inch 3034. That transition looked quite large. So it looks like you've got all three sizes here. 3, 4-inch ABS and 6-inch PVC. Alrighty, I attempted to locate out front. I do believe that's the direction the line is going. I just was not able to get a locate signal, so I'm going to pull in past where the line dives. The line may be very, very deep. That little bit of tan brownish stuff. My camera right now is kind of upside down. The flow line's right now kind of the top right-hand corner of the screen. You can see that little bit of tan brownish stuff in the flow line. It's a very minor example of grease buildup. This is not at a point where I would recommend the line be cleaned. But I pointed out for educational purposes, mostly for those new to homeownership. After doing almost 25,000 sewer scopes at this point in my career, grease buildup has become something I've become more concerned about, honestly, than a lot of structural issues like bellies and offset joints. Not that they can't cause a problem, but grease is a very common culprit when blockages happen. It often is what exacerbates a lot of structural issues into situations that can actually cause a problem. So, it comes from almost entirely from putting fats and oils down your kitchen sink drain. And all the PVC there looks great. Transition joint looks good. Stuff drains off beautifully. But anyway, grease buildup just makes your line sticky. It causes debris to get hung up that otherwise wouldn't. It slows everything down. And when the line does get abused occasionally, either big balls of toilet paper or wipes, paper towels, things like that going down the pipe, it makes your line a lot less forgiving when those circumstances do happen. It just makes your line more prone to blocking. So it's a good habit to keep up with. Just try not to put it down the line as much as possible. All right, line does indeed go out to North Decatur. We're going right down the driveway, and we're just into the driveway right now. If you go and stare at the front of the house from the street, stand right up where the driveway edge is at, where the driveway meets the road. If you look just to the right of the water meter, that kind of fancy steel plate cover at the front of the driveway, just to the right of that, you'll see an S stamped in the concrete. That stands for sewer. That's right where the line crosses the street curb into the road, in case you're curious. A super teeny little belly right here. This is so minor, it's not even going on a report. That's about a foot long, holding like a 1/16 of an inch of water. That's a belly by a hyper-technical standpoint. That's not the kind of belly we're after here. And for reference, I don't even consider repairs on belly until there's at least an inch of standing water. That's with no water running at all for a minimum of 5 feet. Even at that point in a plastic sewer line, it's still almost entirely the homeowner's fault if you get a blockage out of it, especially in plastic piping that has nice smooth pipe walls. So, bellies of that size there have essentially zero bearing on functionality at all. All right, we're gonna go ahead and reel the camera on out of the sewer line here. We have good flow all the way to the main lateral. Both the ABS and PVC portions of the line we have just scoped here, all of them are intact in good condition. It's quite a clean sewer line. There's a little bit of grease throughout it, but it's a thin layer, and my camera just busted up most of it. So just under regular water usage, most of that stuff will start sloughing off here in the next few days. It's not at a point where it needs jetting or anything like that. Anyway, sewer line is functioning properly at this time. Nice looking line there.